Ayodhya Ch, chapter 73, verse 6. Tvam prapya hi pita medya satyasando mahayashah tīvra dukkhabhi santapo vrato dasharato nripa. My father, the great King Dasharatha, never knew what it was to go back upon his word. His bright fame illumined the worlds, and yet he took you to himself as wife and lost everything: happiness, honor, fame, and life. That great father died, tormented as he was with bitter grief because of you. In the previous chapter, we saw that as soon as Bharatha gets to know that his father died, he laments, of course, and then he asks his mother what were the last words of his father. Basically, he at that time wanted to know how his father felt before he died. Or did he have any commands for Bharata? And now Bharata instinctively knows how Dasharatha felt at the time of his demise. And here he uses the term Tīvra dukkhabhi santapo. That means King Dasharatha was suffering from intense agony. And this is something that only a true Ram Bhakta can perceive. Only a true Ram Bhakta knows how another Ram Bhakta would feel when he or she is separated from Lord Rama. And we can see that there is such great level of understanding between various Ram Bhaktas. Verse 7. Vinashito Maharaja Pita me Dharma Vatsalaha Kasmat Pravrajito Rama Kasmat eva Vanam Gata. What set you on to seek the death of His Majesty, whose heart ever turned to Dharma as the guiding star of his life? What sought you to achieve by banishing Rama to the woods? Now, Bharata questions the intentions of Kaikeyi. He wants to know why Kaikeyi acted the way she did. What was it that prompted her to kill King Dasharatha and to exile her beloved Rama off to the forest? He gives Kaikeyi a chance to explain, even though he does not side with her nefarious plans. He gives her a chance to explain herself, and he wants to know, why did Kaikeyi behave like this? What was the reason behind it? Verse 8. Kaushalya Cha Sumitra Cha Putra Shoka Abhipīdate Dushkaram Yadi Jivitam Prapya Tvam Jananim Mama. Tormented by the grief of separation from their sons, it is difficult for Kaushalya and Sumitra to survive under you, O my mother. Even if it so chances that Kaushalya and Sumitra survive the shock of separation from their beloved sons, I am very sure that your merciless heart will not allow them to live long. Bharata now wants Kaikeyi to think about what she did to her co-wives and deprive them of their sons. They are bereft of their sons, bereft of King Dasharatha, and now they have to live under the thumb of Kaikeyi. How is it possible for them to do so? And Bharata is advocating for Kaushalya and Sumitra as well. Verse 9. Nanu tu aryopi dharmatma tvai vrittim anuttamam vartate guru vrittagno yata matari vartate. Dare you say that Rama, the paragon of all virtue, and one who is well aware of his duty to his elders, waited not upon you dutifully and reverently as he did upon Kaushalya that bore him? Here, Bharata is echoing Dasharatha's sentiments. Dasharatha reminded Kaikeyi that Rama has always loved and served her more than her own Bharat. And Bharata is echoing Dasharatha's sentiments over here and reminding Kaikeyi that Rama did not differentiate between her and his own mother Kaushalya. So, another way of looking at this verse is Bharata is asking Kaikeyi how she was able to send off Rama into an exile despite knowing the level of affection that Rama has for her. And despite knowing that Rama is well beloved and knows the duties towards his elders and his gurus, despite being extremely noble and righteous, and despite knowing that he has not made any mistake, how could Kaikeyi send such a virtuous son to the forest? So we see once again Bharata is cramming in a lot of information in just one verse or two verses. And the beauty of this is that he alludes to the great qualities of Rama by just referring to the qualities as Dharmatma, Guru Vritagnu, and Anuttama. He is the very best. There is no one who is above him. He is Anuttama. There is no equal. Rama has no equal. He is the very best. And how could Kaikeyi send such a Dharmatma, Anuttama son off into the forest who loved and served her as if she were his own mother Kaushalya? Verse 10. Tatha jeshta hi me mata Kaushalya dirghadarshini Tvai dharmam samasthaya bhaginyam eva vartate. The far-sighted Kaushalya, my eldest mother, was ever a dear sister to you, the fondest you can ever have. Deny it if you can. In the previous verse, Bharata said that Rama has treated Kaikeyi just as if she were his own mother Kaushalya. Now, Bharata pulls the focus to Kaushalya and says, Kaushalya has always treated Kaikeyi as if she were her own sister. Now, how can Kaikeyi harm her so and send away her only son into the forest? And here, one very extraordinary thing is Kaushalya is known as Dirghadarshini, the far-sighted one. Why? Because Kaushalya has always worshipped Lord Pundarikaksh, Lord Vishnu. The Ikshvaku family deity is Lord Jagannath. We will see that towards the end of Uttarakhand. We see Mother Kaushalya worshipping Lord Vishnu multiple times. And therefore, Mother Kaushalya had the far-sightedness to worship Lord Vishnu. She did not disrespect any of the devatas, as we saw with the blessings that she invokes on Lord Rama when he seeks her blessings to go into the forest. She did not disrespect anyone, but yet her favorite Lord was Lord Vishnu. And that particular Lord himself came down as her own beloved son. And the far-sightedness that Bharata is speaking about over here is the fact that Kaushalya was always firm in her affection towards Lord Vishnu. And thus that particular Vishnu came down as Lord Rama as well. She never wavered from her affection towards the Lord. Even when she knew that Rama is going off into the forest, she never says that I'm going to stop praying to Lord Vishnu because what did he do? He sent you away to the forest anyway. She never says anything as blasphemous as this. So she is a far-sighted lady because she knows what is best She knows what is best for the family and she knows what is best for her son. And that is praying to the Supreme Lord Narayana. Verse 11. Tasyah putram kritatmanam chiravalkala vasasam prastapya vanavasaya katham papena shochasi. You have forced the pure-minded, beloved son of that Kaushalya to wear garments of bark and dwell in the forest. Do you not feel any remorse for this, O sinful woman? Rama is the firstborn of that righteous lady who deservedly takes a place on the throne by the side of the Lord of Kaushalya. And Bharatha is marveling that Kaikeyi's dark soul knows not sorrow nor contrition, not the very slightest, even when she has driven the noble Rama to the dreary woods to live the lowly life of homeless hermits. Bharata ties this verse with the previous one by saying that the son of the lady who has treated Kaikeyi as if she were her own sister should have expected better behavior from Kaikeyi and should not have been subjected to wear a garb of bark clothes and live life in the dreary woods. There is another very interesting point. Here, Bharata compares the actions of Rama and Kaikeyi. Rama is Kritatmana, the one who is so pure in mind and does perfect disciplined actions. But Kaikeyi, on the other hand, is addressed as Pape, O perverse wretch, O sinful one. And therefore, how can such a sinful person judge the conduct of someone who is so sinless and stainless and spotless in conduct and in mind? Verse 12. Apapa darshinam shuram kritatmanam yashasvinam pravrajya chiravasanam kimno pashyasi karanam. The glorious, valiant, self-possessed Rama has never contemplated any evil. What possible reason do you have for sending him clothed in bark into exile? Just tell me what was your ambition, dark and ominous, aims at, now that you have driven away from this kingdom a pure and heroic brother of undimmed fame. My intellect compasses it not. Bharata wants to know the reason why Kaikeyi sent Rama into the forest. And he himself answers it in the next verse. Verse 13. Lubdhaya viditah manye nateham raghavam prati tatahi anarto rajartam tvaya nita mahan ayam. Your greed, your lust for wealth and power has blinded you so that you do not see the boundless reverence and love my heart bears to Rama. For if you had but an inkling of the truth, you will never dare to perpetrate this monstrous crime to secure for me this pitiable inheritance. Bharata answers his previous question. What was the reason? And here he says, Lubdhaya, Lobha or greed was the reason why Kaikeyi acted the way she did. And the greed was the one that blinded her to the fact that Bharata cannot survive without Rama. Greed made Kaikeyi forget this very important bond between Bharata and Rama. And therefore she was able to perpetrate this heinous crime just for one miserable kingdom. Ayodhya is extremely opulent and bountiful and full of gems and grains and corn and cows and everything. And yet, Bharata does not want it at all because he knows what is truly wealthy, and that is the love of Rama, more precious than the most opulent kingdom in the most opulent planet is Rama's love towards his devotees. Rama's love transcends age, species, gender, place, geography, planets, everything. It transcends everything. And therefore, the most priceless object in this entire cosmic creation is the love of Sita and Rama. It is not few gems and houses and army and treasury and granary or anything that is so material. The most important thing in this entire cosmic creation is love of Sita and Ram. The most important thing. And Bharata hinted at this in the previous verses, and he calls Rama as Anuttama, the one who has no equal. And Rama's love for his devotees has no equal. Therefore, Bharata says, O mother, O sinful woman, do you not understand that the precious thing in this world is a love of Rama, and that is something that I have? And because of the greed that you have, you lost Rama and you lost everything just for the sake of one kingdom. We will learn more about the precious nature of Rama's love for his devotees in the first chapter of Yuddha-kand. But it's very important that we learn this fact through the eyes of Bharata. More than looking at the Lord through our own eyes, it is important to see the Lord through the eyes of very great devotees. And Bharata very clearly says that his love for Rama is worth more than the whole of Ayodhya. There is also another meaning to this. The greed of Kaikeyi prevented her from seeing Rama's connection to his devotees. Her greed for something material made her lose something spiritual. That is why we say that there are three gateways to hell: Kama, Krodha and Lobha, and one of those three gateways is Lobha, that is greed. And why is it a gateway to hell? Because it prevents you from seeing something spiritual. Rama is completely transcendental. His affection for his devotees is completely transcendental. There is no material tinge in whatever he does. Therefore, greed for something material made Kaikeyi lose sight of something spiritual. This is a very important concept. And this is how we learn to apply Ramayana stories in our current life. We should not lose sight of what is important. I always say, forge the bond that you have with Sita and Rama. That is the most important thing. Why? Because that is completely eternal. That bond can never disappear. It can only strengthen over time if you want it to strengthen over time. And therefore, continue to strengthen it. That bond is eternal. It is never going to get destroyed. No matter what planet we are in, no matter what state we are in, the bond that we have with Sita Rama is always eternal. Therefore, forge it and never lose sight of what is important. Kaikeyi's greed blinded her to that fact, and we should not be blind as well. We should not allow something like greed to prevent us from serving Rama.